What's going on, you guys? Tish here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to jump right into it. I'm going to talk about my story and how I got to where I am in as short as an amount as I possibly can. I've been really putting out long videos, so here we go. So for those of you who don't follow me or don't exactly know what I do, I am a golf media personality. That entails a lot of things. You can check out the link in my bio to see what exactly a golf media personality is. So here, let's get to my story. I started golf when I was 3 years old, and then I started competing at 7. I feel like I've said this story so many times. It's like the first question at every interview. But I started competing at 7, and my dad got me into the game. He was actually a really avid tennis player. And then he just caught the golf bug because my uncle introduced him to golf. Before I knew it, I was swinging a plastic golf club, and I haven't stopped swinging literally ever since. I was born and raised in Illinois. I was born in Rockford, raised in Chicago, and from 8 to 11 years old, or 8 to 12 years old, I represented Illinois for all the national competitions, US Kids, all the junior events, Callaway Junior World, and anything that you could think of basically. And then I eventually continued my junior career in California. We moved immediately into Marietta, California. Ricky Fowler's hometown is mostly how people know it. And from there I continued joining in tournaments such as, associations like SCPGA, SDJGA, AJGA, all those golf associations. And then I went on to play collegiate golf at Cal State Fullerton. I was there very fortunately for a full scholarship, played number 1 and 2 all my 4 years, won a collegiate event, quite a few top finishes, a handful of second place and top 5s, but I was able to walk away with 1 win in college. I graduated in 2015. And then from there, I went on to turn professional. I knew I wanted to go professional. My head coach at Cal State Fullerton was at the time Pearl Sin. She's now known as Pearl Sin Banani. She's married. And she was one of the first Korean LPGA players on tour. I committed to Cal State Fullerton knowing that she was going to help lead me in that direction of going professional. That was my dream, literally my entire life. Golf was really, it became my life at such a young age that I truly don't know life without golf. And I am completely fine with that because I don't know where I'd be without it. It was essentially how my family and I bonded. It was our family vacations. We would travel to all these other states and then take time to venture, and it was a lot of fun growing up. I mean, not to say I didn't fall in and out of love with the game. I think everyone does. But for me, I fell in love with it from the very beginning. I loved the other girls that I met. I grew up playing golf with some girls like Mariah Stackhouse, Dottie Ardina, Lexi Thompson was in the age division below me, so was Jessica Corda, and it was really fun, being able to golf and be alongside girls that I now see on tour, and I still have the privilege of following them. Now moving back into my professional career, it was pretty short-lived, to be honest. I got to a point where I was pretty burnt out, so I turned pro end of 2015, and pursued it through 2018 was my last, I think, competitive tournament year, or I think I played 1 tournament in 2018 and that was it. When I turned pro in 2015, it was a really eye-opening experience because being a women's professional golfer just starting out, when you see the girls on TV, even then, it's pretty hard to become a professional in any sport, let alone a women's sport, let alone golf. There's a lot of tiers to it that maybe non-golfers don't realize, and so that put me at the bottom of the food chain when I turned pro. I was out rocking at my first event, my college gear. I didn't have any, clothing to really work with that wasn't branded with a big F on it. I still had my college bag. It was a struggle trying to turn pro, and turning pro right in 2015, end of 2015, social media started to grow. And when social media started to grow, coincidentally, my first professional event, I played with Paige Renee. And she is actually one of my closest friends in the golf world. She's an amazing girl. And I remember just, she was quite shy, but one of the things that I took away from playing with her, I was paired with her all 3 days at the, I think, Arizona Women's Open. And she told me, you know, that I should try social media and that maybe I'd be good at it. And she was like, you're cute, and I think that, you know, if you put yourself out there, you never know who's gonna see your stuff, and it can really help you out. So I took that advice to heart. And then now here I am, really making a living off social media and TV stuff, which is awesome. So a lot of how I got to where I am in my story was really good timing. I was really lucky that right when I turned pro and I got out of college, social media started booming in the golf world, and I just kind of came at the right wave. And when I was turning professional, I thought, how do I do this? I don't even know what to do. All I cared about was playing well, you know, performing and whatnot. I was able to win 2 mini tour events, one Cactus Tour event and one NWGA event, if you all are familiar with mini tour golf. And then I had Symetra Tour status for 2 years, and from that point I made the full switch to social media. When I caught onto the social media wave while turning professional, it was a lot of fun, and it still is a lot of fun. That's exactly why I do it now. But it was a lot of fun because it was, you know, like me, I was able to share my swings, and, you know, people would say, you know, what an awesome swing you have, this and that, and I thought, oh my gosh, if just the right person sees my stuff, then, you know, maybe it'll lead to a sponsorship or whatever. So me using social media was really my goal to help, you know, catapult my professional golf career, to help make my ends meet. And while that was happening, I worked at a course called Alta Vista Country Club. It is an awesome private golf club in Placentia, California. I started working there in college. I knew I needed a golf club that was really gonna take care of me, and that's the golf course that I chose. So when I turned professional, they really supported me. So when I worked there, at first it was a nightmare. Like, let me tell you, working in outdoor services, especially as a small female, it was tough. And at a private club, you know, you're held to a certain standard. So at the time I'd be working and there would only be like me and one other person manning the entire golf course. I'd just be out there, you know, hand picking the balls on the range, and then running out and washing the carts, and then running out to go get these big golf bags that are double my size, and then loading it to the cart. And right whenever I saw a member coming, I'd be shining the cart quickly just so I can get that tip. You know, walking away with like a $20 tip at the end of the day was like amazing to me. That was a grind. I was working 8-hour long days, opening or closing, and then practicing before and after, and fitting in workouts, not to mention it was really taxing on my body. I remember my first day of work. I came back to my college apartment just crying to my roommates because I just had so much all over me. And when I threw out the dumpster trash, I had to throw out all these, you know, bags and bags and bags of trash. It was so heavy that when I poured it into the dumpster, I lost balance, and I had the big bin fall on me. And so I came home literally smelling like trash. That was my first day of work. But eventually I worked really hard to the point where all of the members at the golf club really supported me, and they started, you know, telling my bosses and making it known to other workers at my golf course at the time that, like, hey, you know, she's trying to turn pro, you gotta give her less hours, you can't have her working like this if she really wants to make it. And there were 2 guys at the golf club, one named Harold, who passed, unfortunately. I attribute a lot of my short professional success to him because he really pushed for me. And Harold and Dennis, those were the 2 members at that golf club that really made it happen for me. They gathered everyone and put money in a pot for me to get out there and go play. And I think from that start at Alta Vista Country Club, they basically put $4,000 in a hat for me. And I went out in 2016, and I was able to actually finish, I think, top 5 in the money list on the mini tour circuit, walk away with 2 wins, and I was up in money. And I remember when I got my first winning check, it was, I think, like, I don't know, it was $1,200, I don't even know, first winning check, and it's like this big check. I was crying, it meant the world to me. Coming back to my home course, Alta Vista, you know, after working so hard and winning that first tour event, the first people to greet me was Harold and Dennis, and you know, I just cried, and they were just like saying how proud they were of me, and that they knew I'd make it, and this is the first step, and that was a really big part of my story. It was being able to find help and putting myself in the right position to receive help and being okay with receiving help. I couldn't lean on my family for financial support, but I had all the emotional support from them, and I knew that if I could figure it out on my own, that I was going to. I would never ask my family to support a golf career. To support a golf career, it can take up to, you know, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000, and assuming you can make none, you could just spend it all. At the time, when they put $4,000 in a hat for me, I thought, this is a lot of money, like I am rich, like I am gonna do so well, and little did I realize how easily I could have lost that money my first year out. And then 2017 and 2018 hit, and I realized, wow, I can lose money really fast. You know, one entry fee is like $700. It doesn't include travel, caddy, you know, food, stay, all of it. You can lose money so fast. And on the Symetra tour, basically you can just tell yourself, I'm already gonna be negative in dollars right away, off the bat. I just love this game enough that I'm willing to lose before I can win. So that was kind of my professional experience. And so while doing that, I was building my social media, and very fortunately I caught momentum. I helped run this page that was known as Woman with Drive at the time, and myself and one of my closest friends, Nikki, we ran it, and we became the faces of it, where we really encouraged women to get into golf. And you know, there were so many, you know, awesome opportunities I received from golf. So when that happened, that started growing my social media, and I would then come up with, you know, different content, like not just swings and stuff. I was like, why don't I do a trick? And it performed well. I saw growth in followers. I was getting featured on pages, and it was awesome. And then eventually I did my first dance on the gram. And I remember, you know, getting ready to post this on the gram, and I thought, oh, like no one's gonna respect this. They're gonna look down on me. It's not gonna be good. I immediately thought, this is not professional. No one's gonna like hip hop and golf combined. It was the Juju on the Beat challenge. And once I posted it, it actually caught fire. It went kind of like mini viral on Instagram throughout the golf world, and I was featured everywhere. It grew like, I don't know, 8,000 or more followers in that one post. And it was then that I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then eventually I got my first gig. I was hit up by a charity event just to hit shots. Be the pro, hit shots, and you know, share on social media. And I think that first check was like $500. And I remember saying like, wait. You're gonna pay me $500 just to go hit at your event, mingle with the people. You're gonna pay for my stay, pay for my food, you know, pay for my expenses, my flight and everything, and that's all I gotta do, go there one day and come back. And I was able to do this event with my closest friends. I brought them in, and he was like, yep, and that's it. And when I found that out, that was like in, I don't know, 2017 now, it was mind-blowing. I was like, oh my gosh, like a third place or fourth place on the mini tour circuit is lucky if I get $500. Like, yeah, this is great. And honestly, immediately when I started leaning on social media and becoming more creative and understanding what the algorithms are and like what works and what doesn't, my game started fleeting, and I came to this crossroad where I really had to ask myself, do I enjoy playing professionally still, or do I want to expand my social media and see where this goes? At the time, I didn't know really what an influencer was. That wasn't really a thing. At the time, it was like, I don't know, I was considered, I guess, a golf babe, and that was like a really negative stereotype. When I got to that crossroad, that's when I really came to a clearer outlook on what I wanted to do, and I thought, I'm gonna take the risk of trying to work out the social media thing and maybe land more opportunities, to get on TV and work in broadcast, because I studied as a broadcast journalist at Cal State Fullerton, and that's what I wanted to do when my golf career was over. And you know, being able to be in the booming part of social media, I thought was an advantage I needed to take before it was gone. And still to this day, we never know what's going to happen with social media, but I mean, now there's TikTok and all this stuff, and here I am trying to make a YouTube telling you guys my story. So that's kind of like the broad broad outlook of it. I've been a golfer all my life. Many things have happened in between that really tested my loyalty towards golf, and many times where I thought I was going to quit and I fell in and fell out of love with it. It wasn't really until college I think I fell in love with it again. And especially after my first and only win in college, which was my senior year, I felt really inspired to keep on doing it. And then I fell even more in love with golf when I got involved in the social media scene, because now the closest girls in my life are girls whom I've met because of golf and social media combined. So for all you social media haters out there, there's a lot of positive, and you gotta take a look at it. I mean, so yeah, I mean, if I've missed anything, you guys, please let me know. There you have it, you guys. That's pretty much the broad outlook of my story. I started golf when I was 3. I've been competing since I was 7, and I've just, been very fortunate and lucky to hop on the social media wave and take advantage of it and really turn it into a business model to grow not only my income, but my brand in itself, and, just be able to make a living doing it. And so if you guys have any more questions, feel free to comment down below on what other videos that you'd like to see. Believe me, there's going to be a lot more videos coming on what is, life as an influencer, and, all the experiences in between, my experience with coaches and stuff like that, because there's just so much, I feel like, to my story, and I have a lot to share. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications button so you don't miss a beat. Bye for now.